Good morning, ladies. I am going to tell you a silly story. And I can tell that you are all ready to listen. Are you ready? Yesterday, when I got home, I walked up to my house, and standing outside of my house, there was a stranger. I know, right? That's exactly how I felt. I didn't know who she was or what she was doing there. She had on a dark coat and a hat. I felt just like that. I was nervous. What did that stranger want at my house? At first, I didn't want to go near, but then I thought, hey, this is my house. So I walked closer, and guess what? It was my mom. Right? Wasn't that silly? I didn't recognize my mom, and I know her by heart. I realized that the reason I didn't recognize someone that I know by heart is that she had that hat on. She changed things. I am not used to seeing her in a hat. She does not ever wear a hat. So I didn't recognize her at all. This is what I want to teach you today. There are words that you know by heart. Just like I know my mom by heart, you know words by heart, and we practice those. What do we call those?
Snap words.
Snap words. But you don't always recognize them because sometimes the author changes them around a bit. And when you see a word that looks like a stranger to you, look again and ask yourself, does that look like another word I know? I think you guys have tried that strategy before, haven't you? You have. It might be a familiar snap word wearing a new hat. And oftentimes that new hat is an ending. So I'm going to show you what I mean. But first, I want you to turn on your snap machine. Turn it on. Oh, I think you're right. I think we should snap when we do it. Okay, we've got it on. Now, you know what we're going to do? We're going to turn it up to super snap power. Okay, are we ready? When I get to a word that seems like a stranger has come into the story, watch as I ask myself, does this word look like a word I know? This is a true story called Hide and Seek by another first grader across the hall. Let me read the first page all by myself. Okay, so don't help me because I'm going to pretend to be a first grader and I'm going to use my super strength snap power. Are you ready? Here I go. I was, it's kind of a long word, but wait. Does that look like a word I know? Don't tell me because I'm going to strengthen my super snap power. It does. I see the word play at the beginning. But I know that that wouldn't sound right because listen, I was play. That's not how we would say that. What would sound right? I was playing. Thumbs up if you thought playing too. You all did because I could actually see you thinking. Readers, did you see how when I got to that challenging word, I used my extra strength snap word power to read that snap word with an ending? And that's an ending that you all know. Okay, keep watching because I'm going to do one more. Okay, I'm going to go back and read the whole thing. I was playing hide and seek with Dad. Here he... You knew that was going to be a super snap word, didn't you? Okay, let's think. At the beginning, I see the word come, which I know. I'm going to move my eyes all the way across that word. Here he comes. I got it. I used my super snap word. Okay, that makes sense, and it sounds right. Here he comes. Okay, I'm going to ask you guys to use your super snap power now. Are you ready to read with me? Mm-hmm. Okay, what I'm going to ask you to do is to get with a partner. Oh, and we have a group of three. Why don't you three scooch back, and you three can all be, since we're missing some friends. Scooch all the way back, and you three can all be a group together. Okay, so we are going to use your super snap power, and you are going to read this together. And when you get to a word that's a snap word with an ending, you're going to use your super snap power reading to read it. Okay, so we just read this. Here he comes. Okay, with your partner, read on from here and see if you can find a word that's a snap word with an ending. Read it to your partner.
I was playing
you figured out where the snap word with an ending was. Ty, where was the snap word with an ending? I saw him snapping.
Look and play.
So he found that first one that we used, but down here you found another one, didn't you? What was the snap word down there? Would that make sense? Dad, look and look. No, that wouldn't make sense, was it? So, Ty, what'd you do?
I added ED because I knew that ED made.
Okay, so let's read it then. So you read, Dad.
Look and look, I got you. Dad.
Did that make sense? It did. Way to go using your super snap power. Okay. You are going to read that extra strength. You're going to need, you're going to need that extra strength power today when you're reading. Because what I want you to do when you're reading today is I want you in your book bag to find an example of a time where you can use a regular snap word to read a word that looks unfamiliar. Okay? You're going to say, do I know a word that looks like that? And I'm going to give you a sticky tab. I'm going to give you a sticky tab, and when you find that spot in your book, you're going to put your sticky tab in there so that you can show it to a partner and then to Mrs. Bragg or to myself, okay? So we're going to do a couple of things. I am going to put this on our chart. So it says we have snap word power, and now our snap word power is extra strength because we're going to add those endings to our snap words, right? So we can see, I can read the book. What are our snap words in there?
I can.
And the. But now we know how to use super snap words. So I'm going to add this to the bottom. It says, I can use a word I know in a snap to help me read a new word. Show me a thumbs up if you think you can do that. I know that you can all do that. Okay, off you go.